Hi guys, Hotshot here, and welcome back once again, of course, to another Evil Dead video. Today we are going to go into more quality of life changes that I'd hope to see down the road for this game. I know the devs said that they're continuing to work on that. As you saw in my last video, I did go in detail about Evil Ash quality of life changes that like our suggestions. And this one, I'm going to go to the survivor side. I'm working on the Henrietta one relatively shortly, or maybe I'll post it tomorrow, or I'll post it today for a double upload. And I really wanted to get into this one because I feel like I need to cover like certain characters that I have a problem with in the game, and then there's characters that need reworks or buffs or like overall quality of life to make them more in a balanced state and to make them feel like they're really fun to go against and not like super like busted like in the game currently. So I do have notes that I really want to suggest, and I forgot to put the Evil Ash perk rework suggestions in the comments on the last video I made, so I'll make that relatively shortly soon. So in this video we're going to talk about Hunter Ash, his overall kit, and basically what his whole playthrough is basically. So for this guy, he's like the best hunter in the game. His abilities, he has the Exorcist ability, he has Treasure Hunter, he has I'm the guy with the double barrel, and then he has Weapon Master double barrel. And so with Exorcist, he can just pretty much unpossess a survivor, he can unpossess a basic unit. He can't do it on a boss unit or a elite unit, but he can drain infernal energy by like 25%. In my opinion, I think that they need to tone down or increase his cooldown on his active, because I feel like it is very spammable. Obviously it's 85 seconds, but you can pretty much, with all that time you take, and plus like even with Ruby, she gives you 24% cooldown reduction, I believe, with her active. So that's why in most teams games you'll see like Annie and Support Ash, or not Annie and Support Ash, Annie and Hunter Ash, and then sometimes you'll see Ruby and Hunter Ash. I think it would be nice if instead of 85 seconds, so you can avoid the spam, I think 100 seconds would be a fine change, or even 95 seconds. Because I feel like it's 90 seconds at level 1, and with the prestige system it buffs it to so it's a 90, so that's probably like an extra, reduces it by like 5 seconds, so you get 85. I think it should be 100 seconds so you can avoid the spam, and then you can have quicker cooldown. That would be 90 seconds. I think that needs to be toned down. I think his infernal energy reduction should be maybe 15% or maybe 10%, because I feel like characters that just drain infernal energy should like need a little bit. Like I wouldn't mind if it did, I just think it shouldn't do like way too much. Like if it was like 30% or 35%, he'd be really fucking broken. I think he is in a sense, because he can just get rid of whatever your thing is, because like you possess a unit and he just unpossesses you, there's like no pressure you can really do in that scenario because he drains that energy. So I think maybe like 15% or maybe 10% I think would be fine. And pretty much I think that's what his active should do. It should reduce the amount of infernal energy drained from the demon when this ability is used on boss and elite units. That is, so that way it doesn't become too powerful, and I think 100 seconds on his cooldown would make it a bit more a sensible way, so that way he can't just spam it on cooldown every time, because you'll see a lot of builds where people will use quicker cooldown to help him out in those situations. So I think that would help him out, be a little bit more balanced. Treasure Hunter, this one just lets you see supply crates at a close range. I think you can buff this. So my suggestion would be you can increase the range at which he can see it through walls, so that way it's easier for him to locate the team, or locate the crates for the team. I think like a bigger range, hell, you can make it like 60 yards away, or 50 yards, 40 yards, 30 yards, whatever. I think that could be a nice buff to his second perk, or whatever, because I think that would make it easier for him to find crates, because usually when you're like a big map, like on the big map, or on a cabin map or Castle Kendar, you can easily find crates easier, so that way you can help the team find crates for the looting, because the big map is just huge. So I think like if you have it like maybe 60 yards, you can easily make it so it's kind of easier for him to find loot. And I think for, obviously, if you're not a loot goblin, you would know that if you're trying to get the pink fuck upgrades for pretty much every map you're on, it's like the big map, for instance, because it's a huge map, so you have to go all the way up and down from top to bottom. It's a pain in the ass, but I think that would help him out if the range was increased. I think 60 or 50 would be fine, or maybe 35 or 50 or 35, 45, whatever. But I think 60 is good. That could be a nice buff to him. His third one is I'm the guy with the double barrel. So in addition to starting with the double barrel, I don't know the exact ammo rounds it is, but I think a nice change to that with any character that has a gun for a mastery, that should start with more ammo, so that way you can kind of see that it's not a bad weapon mastery. I think like maybe you could start with a more bigger round, so you can buff this one a little bit so he can have more ammo in a sense. Pretty much I think with just his overall kit, with the ammo that you have, it is a little bit low because you have to find more on the map, and that takes a lot of time consumption. And for most people like me, I map rush with him, because any Hunter Ash player would probably map rush you, or map rush the demon, more or less, because of the fact sorry in that sense of mind, he's going to map rush, because it's easier to really do anything, because even when you find him early, he'll just use his exorcism on you first thing, and then you're pretty much kind of just there, and your portal's going to be on cooldown. You can't do much because he just takes it away. I think if he starts more with extra ammo, like if you nerf his active and buff like maybe the two perks, like you nerf 2 perks, you buff the other 2 to compensate. I think if he started with more extra ammo, I think it would be less time consuming for the survivor, or for Hunter Ash to find ammo, or you can make it so he can find ammo a little bit quicker with his weapon or with his gun. So, because even though I feel like I'm the guy with the double barrel, it's a reference to Army of Darkness, I think, because he says I'm the guy with the gun. But I don't know. I think him starting with the weapon, like starting with the double barrel, is fine. I just think a way to make it better would be to start with, not with max ammo, maybe like half of max ammo, or start just something to make it feel like it's useful, so that way you're not running around the entire map trying to find more ammo for your gun. Something to say like you could, I don't know, it's just a weird thing. I think adding ammo to it would help it more, so that way you can get sort of a good start, because you can use the double barrel all game and do well, but there's there's the boomstick, there's the submachine gun, there's the I don't know, the pistol, I don't know. Yeah, I think starting with extra ammo would help, and I think that would unlock his full potential to it. I don't know. His final perk on the wheel is the Weapon Master Double Barrel. So this one was something that, because what it does, it gives you 25% damage, an extra 25% damage, an extra 25% dismemberment, 25% balance bar, and 25% reload. I think the weapon mastery, I think it already provides him with a significant advantage. I think increasing the bonuses on this would be like way too strong, because I think just with the ability, like you do, like with his like instead of that, like when you nerf his exorcism ability, like you can reduce the cooldown or just decrease it, or no, you should increase the cooldown on it, because 100 seconds would be fine. I think you can honestly nerf this to like either 20%, or I think instead you should reduce this to 10 and 15, because it would make him less powerful. But like, since you already have 5 pink fuck upgrades on his stamina and his range, because his reload speed is already quick, I think maybe 10 and 15 would be a better number, because I think 25 is a little bit too high on him. And with his damage potential, like, he's really good on book phase, because he can just, at one point, you can save his ability for his basic or elite unit. And obviously this guy does struggle against Elagos on the book if they're going to use an elite, because you can't do anything with the elite on the book. That's something that they need to trash, honestly, because book phase is stupid. But this would probably maybe it would just make his character more balanced and make him less overpowering enemies. I think for overall, like, he's like a strong hunter. I just think that would, like, 10 and 15% would be a fair number, or I don't know, because I know like certain characters get a 5% buff to their weapon mastery, but I think 25% for dismemberment damage, what was it, 25% on dismemberment damage, balance bar, and reload. I think an extra 25% on all those is a little bit too much, and I think for a character like him being like the best hunter in the game, I think that needs to be removed, or just lower the damage, or lower everything from 25 to maybe 10 or 15, or no, you could do it to 10 at base kit, and then at level 1, then that with the prestige system you could do it at level 2 at 15, even though I think that's a little bit too much for him, because he's already decent at book phase, and I'm not a fan of just how easy that is to just have a purple double barrel and you just reload so quick, do damage real quick, because he melts people in just 2 seconds with his damage. And I think if they toned all hunters' damage down a little bit, and they gave like the boss units or elite units damage resistance or damage reduction on their kit, then he would be in a decent state, and then he wouldn't be too much of a problem. But like I said, these are just suggestions to make him feel better. Obviously it would make him less powerful, but I think it would bring him to a state where he's not like super overpowered. And I think, for instance, he would definitely you would probably see a lot more skill from him, so that way it's not like an overbearing amount of time being like just way too much. And I think when they change that, we'll see what happens. But like I said, these are just suggestions. Hopefully they do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and sub. If you agree or disagree, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, this is GroovyHotshot, and I'll catch you guys later. And as always, stay groovy.